Okay, so let's get started today's trade recap here. I ended up taking only one trade here, which was break even. Very simple. It was a trade on gold. Alright, so start from the daily here. So move drawings. Alright, so very obvious. We expand lower, right? We engage a very relevant swing. Even these swings here. So we trade back into the range. This candle prints as an expansion candle. And the reason why we trade gold here, as opposed to silver, because silver did have a little bit. It was a stronger asset and had the better draw. I mean, not the better draw. It had the better lower time for signature. But the reason why I trade gold to that is because I could probably see us trade towards this high, towards I mean not this high, this gap, right? It's 4-hour swing. It's a 4-hour swing, but so potentially, right? We open high for menu invalidation. We get a 2-stage inside of this gap. I'm expecting price to go and trade towards the current high of the day, right? And mostly even also towards this, possibly even towards this 6-hour gap. And unfortunately, we don't get that. So the trade I took here is very simple, right? Let's go back so I can show you. Let's go here. All right. So this candle here is PSP, right? So I'm trading within this 6-hour candle. And to me, this is a very small wick. There's still an hour and 30 left inside of this candle right here. All right, I guess this is going to be 9 open. So, well, no, actually, it's still an hour. So there's still an hour left in this candle. This is a small wick. It does support expansion. And this is 2-stage. This candle, as I said, it's PSP. So, yeah, it's PSP with silver, right? Which is stronger, right? I ideally traded this, but I didn't like this as a draw. And also silver doesn't allow me to risk the correct amount. So I got result to gold here. And again, as long as we do reverse, as long as we expand away from this, you can trade pretty much every single asset. You just want to, if you're trading this, which is currently here, is the weaker asset. If you're trading this asset, you want to be mindful of when silver, for example, if silver hit this high, you want to go break even or stuff like that. It's just like, it's different. Like you gotta manage it differently. But in itself, it's like the same. So if I go here to the time frame, we're kind of consolidating. So I don't like this necessarily. This is not yet open. If we go on silver at the same time, right? We already had a CSD, right? So I was looking to trade away from this. I just want to see also gold expand. So here I can't really trade this. Not even this CSD here. Because we're leaving fair swing. So there's one of the things that can happen. Either we expand away and we leave a gap. Feel a lower time frame gap. That's a good sign. And I personally will take these type of trades away from fair swings just because there's a gap. That's me. It's not the best trade here, but ideally here you take this expecting this to be like a 2-stage. Very simple. And this would have been like you get gaps, right? So you get fill around here. And you're able to, I don't know, go break even. Like at this point, yeah, once you expand like this, create this gap, you're able to go break even, be break even in this position. We'll see. We'll also talk about how I manage this. But yeah, so there's one thing. Either you require these lows to be taken, or you get a gap. Very simple. So here I enter around the gap. Now my fill is not at the gap. And I must stop around here where it doesn't really matter. The trade in itself is the same. Like the trade idea is the same, whether I got a different fill, where I had stop loss here, whether my TP was around here. I was going for a high today, right? Because this is a fair swing high today. It's a very close. So this is what happens on silver, right? So this is the gap we print on silver as well. We don't engage with anything, so that's why I'm still willing to take this. And so we just kind of chop around this gap, right? And we expand. Once we expand like this, I'm already trailing my stop to this candle, this body here, especially because there's a gap. If there wasn't a gap, I would probably put it here, right? And this is what silver's doing, right? This is what silver's doing. And I have to switch time frames here. If we go to the 50-minute, right, as soon as we take this high, and again, it's inside of a gap. We're inside of a gap here. Right? I think we might not be on silver. Where the fuck did my chart go? Yeah, so this is not a gap, but it's a gap in gold, right? So we want to be careful. about this SMT. This SMT shouldn't hold, right? It just should cause a retracement inside of these opposing candles. I should expand higher, right? So that's why I'm trailing. Well, look at what's happening on silver. It's right here. So we put this SMT here, and as you can see, silver is not really starting to expand higher. And versus this gap, you see it's like already once it starts consolidating here, this is like it's a sign that this gap shouldn't hold. So I was very weird here, and honestly, the way I should not go break in here. I should just close once we get this 5-minute close. Once we got this, so for smaller loss, like this is I mean it's barely a CSD, but it's a CSD, right? So now like this is literally what I don't want to see if I'm long, right? As you can see, silver is also CSDing lower, right? We're CSDing lower. We're expanding over from this on every single asset, except for the gold try. The gold try just like traded into this gap, but if I'm seeing this, I'm like, okay, this is not a good sign of us trading higher. So I should close it here. Now again, the way it is like, I saw the scanner here. I was like, okay, this is pretty much the last chance. It retested my entry. I really don't want to see price like chop around this gap. If we're gonna expand, the scanner should expand higher, and we should have a CSD. And that did not happen. So yeah. So this does save me from a partial loss or a full loss. But I don't always do it. But it's fine. So what after this happened here, so we ended up putting another stage right here, strength switch potentially, that I did not trade on my fundeds just because I was looking at price action over like most futures assets, and I was not really liking it. So I just decided, it's just like, again, under discretionary decision, I just decided to log out for the day. I did take a paper trade, right, which would have been this CSD here. You just enter market. You probably don't need a gap, but if you do wait for a gap, there's this, right? Yeah, you just enter market here. There's probably no reason to demand a retest because he can literally get like more than 2 hours with this interim high. And ideally you go for this. So this moves are about 2 hours right here. So yeah. But so what happens here is pretty much we get SMT with this on the gold trade, and we start just placing away. So yeah, I'm pretty sure. However, it's just it doesn't work, so it's unfortunate. But yeah, this would run 2 hours at least. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is all for gold and silver. If you go for fixed 2R, I did not see that. I thought this didn't deliver 2R, but yeah, because I wasn't in the charts here. I just enter here as soon as you expand. I just want to break even. I just leave it left there for this. But yeah, I was not liking PA. I would say this lower time frame stage chart, it's a little bit better than the one I traded, except for this gap. This gap is very obvious. To where it should support price higher if I'm right about the bias here. And yeah, so here these are pretty bulky opposing candles, so these are fair swing CSD here, so that's fine because it's bulky. All right, even this one, the fact that I didn't like as much is that this takes a little bit to form, so I could probably demand a gap, which again would let me to trade silver here. So there's also this. I think there's a 5-minute gap that does get filled. So of course you don't have a 5-minute CSD, but you can enter off 5-minute gaps, right? Off of like, and you have your stop based on the 3-minute gap. So we fill there, right? This almost runs 2 hour, and then we leave these fair swings and trade away from those. That's fine, right? I just understood that if this two stage here didn't deliver, and we just create fair swings, I was like, okay, it's lower probability again here. Because like the first one didn't deliver. Ideally, like we have a 2-stage, we should deliver already. There's no need to put in another stage, especially if it's because like, there's no reason, right? If we had SMT like this, it's possible that happened, right? If like on the gold tried, we took out these highs. If Sura did it, right, that makes sense, right? We take this high and then we get a deep retracement to put in another second stage, right? Another stage. And this high is used as a retracement, right? Capped off by SMT. That makes sense. But once we leave fair swings like this and we just like we trade back into range like this, I just know that these conditions are not as good. So I'm just avoiding trading. And yeah, honestly, this was the cleaner framework for me. And yeah, I mean, I did not trade anything else today. I had like potentially a bullish bias on RTY to go ahead and trade into this high. Same thing here, potentially on YM. We just ended up like printing Seek and Destroy. I really hate trading Seek and Destroy. The only thing that would have been valid, yeah, oh my gosh, just looking at it, man. The only thing that would have been valid is if you got 2-stage, which we didn't. But at some point, I'm pretty sure we did have SMT with this gap. No, okay, it was this. All right, yeah, I'm pretty sure. So we had this, right? So there's no point for me, especially this hourly high. Look at this, right? We take out this high. This is Seek and Destroy. We take out the current low of the day with this candle. That market opens, takes out this hourly high, trades back lower, and then we start reversing. I'm not assuming that WAM is going to reverse here to trade towards this high because we just wasted like pretty much the entirety of AM session, like almost. I mean, I guess in this move, right? This like it doesn't look like it, but we moved up. I mean, whatever, we should measure this like 300 points, right? Then down 368, then up again 230. As you can see, we just started consolidating afterwards. It just doesn't make sense. So if this was a 2-stage, I would have traded RTY higher. It's just unfortunate here. I was waiting perhaps for this candle to be PSP, perhaps even 15-minute. It's just we just don't get it. We get SMT, we just immediately expand. Then we on RTY we leave these fair swings, and yeah, like once we re-go for this low, it's just there was no reason for me to trade. Let's not even talk about NQES because like they did not have a very good draw on liquidity. Like they just like, yeah, like this is great. In 2 inside bar days in a row, it's actually nuts. Yes, there is SMT, but surely we get SMT with this if we want to reverse, right? Like it should be SMT with this, where we take up this high. But yeah, and then the gold triad, very clean shorts in what was it, London? Yeah, it was during London here, because we do get 2-stage with SMT fill as well. Very clean. I'm not gonna go over that. So overall, I did have a bearish bias. So if we go in on HO, let's go to daily. Right, this day, when I come to the charts, we're expanding. Right, we're expanding past this low. I go to here to the hourly. Look at this, our low, right? See how we expand past it? We've not only closed below it, we had gaps. So I was potentially looking for trend switch here to happen in this gap, with this gap, or in this gap. Well, would have been fine either way. Ideally it's with the gap to potentially trade these assets to break the SMT, right? Look at these devious lows here. But yeah, I guess I didn't talk about this. So we got a bunch of like news, a bunch of tweets, and so yeah, this trade idea wasn't validated. We ended up holding this SMT and RB. It was HO, my bad. HO right here. 7 AM. I think it's it's a 2-stage as well. It's just the techniques with this as well. It's just the face of the price, right? Early in fair swings, so you have to demand this conventional way. And potentially there was a trade, by the way. We'll go over it. Just again, lower time frames were pretty bad. So yeah. So as soon as we expand away, right? This is probably gonna be a reversal day. So we can trade what? The leading asset towards high of the day. Very simple here because this range is pretty small. You can trade high of the day. If you want to trade this asset, probably be opening price. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty much the same actually in this case, but same thing here, right? You don't want to trade high today. Ideally, trade opening price. You should even hit. So in these swings, this swing here. So either way, here I'll look at the lower time frame, right? We expand away, we inverse this gap. It's a little bit cleaner. So honestly, like this looks pretty good because like there's a gap, right? Very obvious gap. We got 2-stage. I'm pretty sure this candle is also PSP. It might even be a 2-stage, 3-stage, 915. I don't remember exactly, Yeah, this is literally a 3-stage here, but the lower time frame is so horrible, man. You see how we leave equal highs, right? And we retrace inside of a gap. 2-stage. It's a pretty deep retracement, I would say, but can still work, or should still work. And just, yeah, it's just this, right? The problem with this potential trade is that the SMT is with this. So this is just a deep retracement here, right? So DCSD, you want to trade if you're trusting this SMT to hold as this one, and it's just like not as good. You can trust this one again. So I could have done something similar to gold. I just wasn't really looking, but well, thankfully I would have not gotten fill. So I could have done something similar where I require a gap if I'm going to trade away from fair swings, and I guess I could have probably entered market. So we do get a gap. See, yeah, I could have probably traded this, to be fair. I don't know. I just decided to skip out on all of these. Like, this looks horrible. Like, it's a 2-stage, but we're just consolidating, right? If you really zoom out, if I remove these SMT, this is just consolidation. Very simple. So I want to see SMT with this low between these ones, which we don't get. We just expand away. So again, a lower time frame signature invalidating the higher time frame idea. So we expand away. Then we get another sequence where this, in this case, is strength switch inside this 50-minute. Again, the 4 hour does the support expansion, by the way, where I'm not really talking about that, but yeah, see where the fuck 6 a.m. opens. Yeah, so 6 a.m. opens, makes a low, high, right? Equal highs, deep retracement. Again, capped off by 2-stage, we expand. Right, then we have this. And then, like, this just looks like consolidation. I can't really enter here, right? There's like nothing. There's no even RR towards this high, and there's nothing above the current high today. To target, right? I'm not gonna target this today. Damn, actually getting kind of close, I guess. But yeah, like I'm not gonna trade that. But yeah, this, like, to me, this looks like consolidation again. So like we just consolidate, expand, consolidation. We should probably hit these highs. Do I want to engage with this PA? Not really. I see 5-minute perhaps. Okay, then yeah, like this creates a fair swing. I'm pretty sure I was looking at this. It's just there was no RR. Alright, this is a 1R. It is 2 if you use the bodies, I guess, and you demand the gap fill. Yeah. Well, I guess I wasn't looking hard enough here. I was done for my, like, yeah. Like, look, you get this. You should just get this. Oh, what the fuck did we need to put another free swing here? I actually don't know about that. Like, legit. Even HO at this time, pretty sure it was just like, yeah, look at this, dude. I cannot long this. Like, how the fuck am I expecting this to hold? These are equal lows, right? Yeah. And in either way, like, this is a hindsight. I would not risk money in this. In fact, I didn't. It did deliver in the end, but yeah. But yeah, like, that shit looked pretty ass, low-key. There's really nothing to do. Oh, I double clicked it, my bad. Really nothing for me to trade. And I mean, yeah, these are gonna be the executions here. All right, around the gap. This is a 5 minutes, so 3 minutes right there, and yeah, there's like close right there at break even. No more executions, and that was it. Just decided to call it a day. Just went to the gym, man. It's alright. We go again tomorrow. I really have this thing where I'm up on the week. I really don't. I don't put risk on like random ass trades or like low probability conditions. Like, well, it's only if I'm up for the week, so I gotta change that to where it's always like that. If I'm down for the day or down for the week, I do tend to take a little. I would probably have taken this, for example, or really thought about it. Not this right here, but right here. I would probably thought about like, could deliver very high to range, but I'll take it because I'm down there. I gotta change that. I gotta make it so that I'm only taking high probability trades when they are high probability and just not foresee any setups. And yeah, I mean, that's gonna be it.